Hey there, my name is Wendy. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. I have a really fun project to show you and it's kind of close to my heart. This month I'm focusing mostly on masculine projects. There's going to be some other stuff thrown in because we've got graduations coming up and Mother's Day and some other stuff happening. But for the most part, I'm going to try to focus on masculine projects. Today's project, I had to kick it off with something for my husband. He's going to be traveling and I'm always nervous whenever he goes away for work. And so I'm gonna make sure to pack a little goodie inside his suitcase that he doesn't know about so that when he opens it, when he gets to his destination, he'll have the little gift from me. So I'm gonna show you how I made the card and the little goodie that I'm sending along with him as a surprise. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. So let's go over to my stamp table and do that now. All right, we're going to make this manly card for my manly man. And I hope you enjoy this card as much as I do. I loved how it turned out, and I used some elements I don't normally use. So I'm using Incredible Like You, which is in the Occasions catalog, and Rooted in Nature, which is a gorgeous stamp set that is carrying over to the new annual catalog. I was really happy about that. And then I'm going to use this corrugated embossing folder. So I'm just going to put my 3x3 and good Lord, I can talk, I promise, 3 3/4 inch by 5 inch piece of crumb cake cardstock in. And I want to show you, I take the thin adapter plate off and put my clear plate on, and that's how I run it through the Big Shot. This is important because these thick 3D embossing folders, everybody's machine is going to be a little bit different. And if I run it through with a shim or anything else, it actually tears my paper up. So you have to run it through. You're going to have to play with it a little bit to see what works best. And then it will pretty much apply to all of your 3D stuff. I'm taking a sponge dauber and soft suede ink, and I'm going around the edges of this piece of cardstock and kind of just giving it a little bit of color on the edges, which also distresses it just a little bit. And then I'm going to run this sponge dauber kind of lightly over the top just to create a little bit of texture on each bump, basically. Yeah, it used to be super popular back in the day to ink the edges of everything. Do you guys remember that? Like, everything had to have inked edges. And now it's not as popular, but it's really still great for creating kind of an old look to something. So now I'm taking that same sponge dauber and I'm sponging ink onto just the bottom of this oak tree. And then I'm going to ink it up again. And then I'm going to take my green sponge dauber and use Old Olive ink and ink up that sponge dauber and ink up the tree. And I'm going heavier and darker around the outside of the tree and a little bit lighter in the center because I just want to have variation in the color. I don't want it to be a really strong, solid color. I kind of want there to be variation. So I'm gonna show you why we need 2 trunks here in a minute, but I'm gonna stamp this down and then I need to cut both of these out on the Big Shot. So I'm gonna do that. The other thing is, while I have my ink open, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, incredibly proud of you. So as I continue to assemble this card, because pretty much the rest of it's easy peasy, but, and there's a couple little tips I'll tell you along the way, but I'm going to go ahead and have some story time. So hubby is, going to be going on a trip. I know everybody says don't say that on, out loud. Y'all, I'm not telling you when he's gonna be gone. I'm just saying at some point. But here's the thing. The reason it doesn't scare me really to say that is because, first of all, there ain't no creeps watching my card making videos. Come on. What kind of... I'm the last video on earth that some weirdo creep is gonna be watching. It's gonna be like, boring. So I'm not real worried. And then secondly, I live next door to my brother-in-law, so not really worried. But anyway, he For those of you that don't already know, most of you know, he is a power lineman. So he's actually still an apprentice. So it annoys him anytime I say he's a lineman, because technically he's not until he journeys out. But he's an apprentice lineman, and he has 1 more year to go in his apprenticeship. Y'all, it is a 4-year apprenticeship. It is like a lot. And he has school every week, and he has testing every 6 months that he has to pass. And if he doesn't pass it, he gets sent back 6 months. So thank God he's passed every single step test. And so he just keeps progressing, and he does just an amazing job. So in July, we will actually be 1 year away from his journeyman test. So his journeyman test will be in July of next year. So he's going to be working on a job. So they do this thing called mutual aid, which is when a place calls and says, we need help with something, can you come help us? Then the company he works for has to make the decision if they are going to say, yes, we will come help, or not. And mutual aid is kind of like charity work, right? So not for my husband, like we're getting paid, but for the company itself, they're basically eating the costs of things so that they can be a help to humanity, which I think is incredible. I love that he works somewhere that is that globally conscientious. So very, very cool. So anyway, the way it works is when they're on a crew and on call, if a mutual aid call comes in during that time, that crew gets to do the mutual aid, or is requested to do the mutual aid. But it's not immediate. Like mutual aid is usually something that has to be prepared for. So like the company they went to Puerto Rico for they sent 2 different crews to Puerto Rico when they had all of the hurricane stuff, and all those people lost power. So they were there for that, and they go do different things in different areas if mutual aid is needed. So he's going to be doing work on a Navajo reservation that has 15,000 people that still don't have power to their homes. So he's going to be doing that. And the call came in while he was hold on, guys, hold on, my dog is freaking out right now. Come on, get down. There we go. All right, so okay, let's not try to make as much noise as possible. Oh my. So anyway, the call came in while his crew was on call. So he is back on that crew to go work and do the mutual aid. And so they will be putting in power and working like super long days, and it's going to be really cool. So I wanted to make him a card to tell him how proud I was of him, and for him to find in his backpack. So he always packs a backpack when he goes on trips for stuff, and usually it's like got all his snacks and his phone, and basically it's a merce, guys. It's a merce, a man purse. I would never say that to him. He would die. But I wanted him to have like a little treat from me in the bag that was just kind of like a little surprise when he opened it. So I made him this card so that he would open it and have a little surprise for me. So I had to get up at like 1 o'clock in the morning and sneak to put this in the bag because, yeah. So anyway, I'm adding dimensionals to the back of this, and well, this is not dimensionals. This is Scotch foam tape, and you might be thinking, why are you using this instead of dimensionals? I don't know. Sometimes I just do. Well, the reason I used it on the corrugated piece is because it's super floppy, and I needed a big, stop, Trudy. I needed a big piece. I needed a long strip of foam tape. I knew that just dimensionals, it would work, but I knew that this was going to be in his backpack and there was a good chance of it getting messed up. So I went ahead and used the foam tape. I have a dog crawling on me while I'm trying to do this voiceover. Okay. She's so needy. She's like an infant. Okay. So I'm removing the backing from all of these pieces, and then I'm going to layer it onto the card. And then I'm going to make his little goodie. So I wanted to show you that as well because it's really, really cute. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is my PJ paper party. Do you guys know about this? I mean, I've been talking about it a ton, but I don't want you to forget about it. So, at the end of May is when I'm actually going to be sending invoices for it, but it is going to be epic, guys. We have created 19 card kits to go with the 19 designer series papers in the new catalog. So if you want to get our paper share, you can get the paper share, and then you will get the 19 card kits. So you saw what I did with the trunks. Sorry, back to the card. I cut one trunk off and put it at the bottom, and cut the other trunk, or left the other trunk to put it at the top. So I basically made that tree tall. Here's the thing. It's got way too skinny of a trunk, and it did bug me, because if a tree was that tall and that big at the top, it would have a big trunk. But whatever. It's a card. So we're not going to sweat it. So this is the little craft pillow box, polka dot craft pillow box, and I just chopped the top of it off and put a bag of almonds in. He loves smokehouse flavored stuff. So I just put the cute little bag of almonds, and then I have a piece of Old Olive designer series paper, and I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to do some other decorating on top with the brand new Magnolia ribbon from the new catalog, which will be available June 3rd. However, if you want a catalog from me, you can place an order with me and you'll get one completely free. Or you can request one from me, but I will ask that you pay shipping because, y'all, they're like $7-something a piece to ship. So that's fun. So I don't mind if like people order from me, and then I'm totally cool with sending them for free. But I know that there's people out there that just want to get a bunch of catalogs and don't necessarily have any interest in placing orders, which is how I make money and how I feed my child. So yeah, we need that. Okay, so Truby, you cannot lay here and snore, child. Ugh. Okay, so I'm wrapping this Magnolia twine or ribbon around, and I'm going to add it first, and then I'm going to add my twine. And I actually kind of just like playing as I go here. And I didn't edit any of this out because I was like, you know, it's fine. It's fun. I don't need to edit it out. It'll be totally fine. And if you don't want to watch, you don't have to. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. I don't even remember what I was saying. This video is a mess. Oh, the PJ paper party. Okay, so PJ paper party, 19 packs of designer series paper cut. So what we do is we buy all the packs of designer series paper, and then we break them down into 6x6 samples. Okay, so you get a quarter of every pack of paper. So you don't have to spend the $240 it would cost you to buy all 19 packs. Instead, you spend $79, and that includes the shipping, and you get 19 packs of paper, 19 card kits that we are going to cut and prepare for you, Facebook Lives all evening long on June 21st, 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you get to create these awesome projects with every single pack of paper. You are going to love it. I'm telling you, it's amazing. So there's a link in the description below the video for the PJ paper party if you want to sign up for that. There's also a link in the description for all the products that I've used on this stuff today. There's also a link in the description for my Framelit cheat sheet, and I am going to be updating that soon. So if you've already purchased it, then you will get the update for free. but in June, I'm planning on doing an update on it with some of the new framelits. And so you're going to want to purchase that now, because obviously as it grows, the price could increase. So get it now while it's $13.95, and then when there's an update, you will get an email with the update. I have no idea what I'm doing right now and why it's taking me so long to figure out what to do next. I think it was because I was trying to find a stamp set that was going to work. So this is a fiasco in itself. I could not get this, for whatever reason, this stamp set specifically had problems, and all of my stickers started crawling up off of the stamps. And I kept losing it. And this is a perfect example as to why it is so important that you get stamps that are cling mount, like the cling foam, because this is a nightmare. So I am so happy that Stampin' Up! Has gone to cling. And even though that this stamp set right here is still, and then look at, I stamped the whole thing right into the ink. Oh my gosh, you guys, I was cursing. I'm not gonna lie, I cursed. And so I'm like, oh well, what if I try to do it like this? No, not working. So finally it works. I like get a clean image. I'm like, praise the Lord. And so I'm going to use my 1-inch circle punch to punch that out. And then my 1 1/8 inch scallop circle punch to punch a piece of old olive and put it on the thing. So in our house, I always say to my husband, my dogs, and my kid, love is you. Love is you. So if you slowed it down, it would be love is you. But I just say, love is you. And so I thought this worked. Loves you. So I put that on the front of his little pillow box with his almonds. Okay, so moving on. So what we're discussing is that this PJ party is going to be epic. There'll be links for it. The framelit measurement cheat sheet is linked in the description below. It's awesome. It gives you all kinds of measurements for your framelits, and it's going to get updated soon. Like I said, in June. And yeah, if you want a catalog from me, please let me know. I would love to send you one. Again, if you order from me, you don't even need to request it, for real. Like, I'm just going to send it to you. It's totally fine. But if you don't order from me and you need one and you're willing to pay the shipping on it, I'd be happy to send it to you. Okay, there we go. All done. Whew, it's a long video. Thanks so much for hanging around to the end. Click on either one of the images you see here to watch those videos. Click on the circle with my face in it to subscribe. Shop with me at shoploveandstampin.com and subscribe to my channel. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.